What's up, guys? Thanks for joining me for another subscriber video today, and we're going to be doing a best of 3 with my friend Dave Polero. Me and Dave went to 2 PCs in Matawan, New Jersey. He's a great guy, and his link to his YouTube channel is in the description below. We're going to be doing VGC 2016 today for a best of 3 match, and I really wanted to do matches in-game. I really don't like Showdown too much, and me and Dave were like, hey, let's just, battle each other, test our teams out. So we're going to get right into this and see what team Dave has, and I think we have to do like normal battles. We just tried to do restricted battles and it didn't auto level the Pokemon to level 50, so we're going to be doing normal battles to see whether this does work. I mean, it let us just team preview, so I think it will work, and looks like, yep, we're all level 50, so it's good. So Dave is going to have the Mega Ray, the Togekiss, the Palkia, as well as the Chestnut. I haven't seen a Chestnut yet, so I'm interested to see what it does, as well as the Double Genies, Lando T, and Thundy Eye. Alright, Thundy Eye is always annoying, I hate to deal with it, as well as Landorus. They were always really annoying in VGC 2015, but I did deal with them relatively well. And we do see the Double Dragon right there with the Palkia and the Dialga. Palkia does have the option for the Trick Room, which is something we have to watch out for, because he does have a Chestnut on his team. And he does have the Double Genies for the Intimidate down onto my physical attackers, be it my Weavile and my Mawile. I do have a special Salamence. And he does have the Togekiss and the Rayquaza. When Delta Stream is up, unfortunately, I won't be hitting the Togekiss with super effective damage with my Weavile, but I will if I do onto the Rayquaza, but then he could just follow me into the Delta Stream. So I honestly think a really good lead right here would be Weavile. Huh. Let me see here. Weavile. Get the fake out. I'm gonna go Weavile. And then, yeah, I'm gonna go Weavile. I honestly think he's gonna go Landorus in the front. So I want to get an Intimidate down on his Landorus, fake out the Landorus, and possibly go for like an Iron Head play rough into anything else he wants to go into, because Mega Mawile will still be really strong. So we're gonna go for that play. And we're going to lead with our Weavile right here, which will actually be threatening to that Landorus and possibly get a Icicle Crash into it. And we do not see the Rayquaza out right here, so he does lead with Togekiss and the Landorus, opting for that Intimidate. So we see the Lando T, and we see the Togekiss right here. Now, right away, the Togekiss can probably... You know what? I ran Landorus with a Life Orb successfully at Matawan. He might have some tricks up his sleeve right here. It could be Special Lando with the Life Orb to get the Earth Powers down onto the Groudons, which would be a really good option, as well as the Hidden Power Ice just for coverage, and maybe like Stone Edge. But I don't know what I want to do right here, because I can fake out either one of them. Landorus could just go for Earthquake slash Rock Slide, but I honestly think he may switch out. Question is, who does he switch out into? Who could he switch it out to? Nothing will appreciate an Icicle Crash, to be completely honest with you, so I honestly don't think Lando will switch out right here, and he'll probably just go for an attack. Question is he Bandit? Sashed, because if he's Sashed, he basically could just... I honestly think he switches it out, but I'm gonna go for... I'm sorry, Dave, for taking up so much time. I'm gonna go for the Icicle Crash. And then I'm going to go for the Iron Head, because the Togekiss really can't do anything other than maybe go for like a Tailwind right here, in which I have Cresselia in the back, in which I can get a Trick Room up. And I mean, Mawile's really slow anyway, and I'm not too upset if he does get the Tailwind up if I take care of his Landorus right here. I don't think this will actually take the Landorus out, because ooh, it does. I was gonna say, because I'm not Life Orbed. So it might have been a roll right there with the Intimidate. And he does opt for the Tailwind right there, but then I'm just going to get a Iron Head off right here. So let's see how much this Iron Head does with the Intimidate. Probably bring it down to Citrus Berry. And yes, we do proc the Citrus Berry right there. But the Tailwind is up right here. So the Rayquaza most likely will come in. But then yet again, I'm not too worried about that because I could still get really good super effective damage off into it. I am focus sashed, and he probably doesn't know that with my Weavile. And then I still have the Mawile out here, and I could still get off a really, powerful Sucker Punch into the Rayquaza. Unless it goes for the extreme speed, in which that case the Sucker Punch will fail. And the Togekiss could, they're gonna he's gonna double down onto my Weavile. Probably gonna go for like a Dragon Ascent / Air Slash into my Weavile, break the Sash, and then go for the, outright KO, and then Flinch Chance onto it if it doesn't KO, which it will. So I'm gonna Protect, a lot of times, and that's why I'm running Protect, because a lot of times Weaviles that have Fake Out don't run Protect, they usually run like Low Kick or something like that, but I am running Protect on the Weavile to front that. And then I could actually just go out into, I don't want to go into my Shamu just yet. I'm actually just gonna keep, Mawile right here, because the Rayquaza can't do anything to the Mawile, and I honestly think he's gonna double down into the Weavile. And, even though the Intimidate is down on a Mawile, it's still incredibly threatening, and, the Weavile is really the biggest threat right here. It could take both of them out. And he's probably gonna, he's sashed, he's probably, thinking I'm sashed, so he's probably gonna double down into the Weavile. So, I'm gonna Protect right here, see what happens. He has Iron Head! Oh, that's so awesome! He has Iron, and he does double down, like, as I anticipated. He has Iron Head for the Xerneas check, it's awesome. And unfortunately, I do get the attack drop right there. He is in Sucker Punch range, so he most likely will go for the extreme speed right now. That is, that's if he does have it. So I honestly can go into my Cresselia right here. Because I really would like to keep my Weavile nice and healthy. That was, what, one turn of Tailwind down? So we have the Tailwind, we have one turn of Tailwind down right there. I honestly don't want to... Yeah, he can't take me out. He can't take... I don't think, even if it doubles down, because the attack drop just happened, I don't think he's going to take me out. The Togekiss doesn't present much of an offensive threat, so I'm going to go for Iron Head into Rayquaza. Rayquaza actually might Protect right here, but then if he protects, he's still... stalling out his own Tailwind, which would not be beneficial. I'm happy that I opted for the Iron Head right there, because I can get the knockout onto the Togekiss right here. He is going to Iron Head my Weavile again right there. It's not going to do too much, because I did get the attack drop, and he is Life Orb, as all Rayquazas are, so I'm going to get the Iron Head into Togekiss, and take it out. And then the Rayquaza's on its last leg, even if it does like pull off a Dragon Ascent, it will still KO itself with the Life Orb. And he does have the Chestnut in the back. Okay. We still have one more turn of Tailwind up, so the Chestnut still will be faster. Interesting to see what it has. Probably like, maybe like Hammer Arm, or like Brick Break, Protect, maybe Leech Seed, and then like Wood Hammer. So that's interesting. It's interesting to see what it has. I don't think he extreme speeds. I honestly don't think he extreme speeds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, just go for the safe Trick Room right here. I know it's completely unnecessary, and I'm going to Sucker Punch the Rayquaza. Match was forfeited. Okay, so he forfeited the match, so he didn't reveal to me any more of his set. I mean, he only went for the Iron Head with his Rayquaza, so not revealing any more moves to me is actually beneficial to him, and that's exactly how you should play a best of 3. So we're going to go ahead and play another one, potentially 2 more matches against Dave, and see how the second battle turns out. And he brought Lando, he brought Togekiss, and he had the Rayquaza, and he had the Chestnut, and Rayquaza had the Iron Head, and then we had Tailwind / I mean, I don't even really have to write down Togekiss's moveset. It's just so standard. I mean, even if it's standard, it still works out perfectly. It had to follow me, Tailwind, Air Slash, and then he did reveal Iron Head with the Rayquaza. So, yet again, I think Mawile prevents such a huge threat to his entire team. Pretty much, KO his entire team. With super effective damage, other than the Landorus and the Thundurus. I honestly think he's going to bring the Landorus again. I mean, it's the only way of him taking out my Mawile. So honestly, nothing could go wrong if I go Mawile Weavile again. I honestly think nothing can go wrong. I am up 1-0, so nothing can go wrong. Honestly, in my opinion, if he does go ahead and lead with the, like, say, Rayquaza and the Togekiss again, I could still, fake out and then get, like, Iron Heads off as well as play Roughs. Neither of them could potentially KO me, even if they went, for, like, an Iron Head into my my Mawile. And I honestly think Xerneas is really good right here. Maybe I can bring Xerneas in the back. But then yet again, I don't really have too much support and speed control for my Shamu. And what do I have here? Do I have Tailwind on my... No. I should have Tailwind on my Salamence, but I do not. I think going Cresselia, I can eat up a lot of attacks, and then going the Kyogre yet again, and potentially getting the Trick Room up in late game, and then sweeping with Kyogre in the back. So let's see what Dave leads with right here. He went Lando T and Togekiss the last time. I don't see anything going wrong if I do go Weavile, as well as, so he's going to lead Thundurus and the Rayquaza right here, which is pretty cool, because he's going to get the Delta Stream up, so, you know, like Rock Slides, and Ice Beams, so the Icicle Crash actually won't be super effective against the Thundurus once he gets Delta Stream up, which is really, really interesting. And even if I switched in my Kyogre right here, he would Mega Evolve after I switched in Kyogre, so he'd get the Delta Stream up regardless. So I honestly think going for a Fake Out... I honestly think going for a Fake Out into the... It's hard, because this was a really good lead on his part, you know, especially, you know, both flying types getting the Delta Stream up. And both of them, I would love to Fake Out both of them, but unfortunately I can't do that. But I really don't think the Thundurus presents much of a threat to my Mawile. And I am sashed. He could go for the double attack, but then yet again, I have Fake Out. Question is, does he protect with the... I honestly think he Mega Evolves, protects Rayquaza, and goes for like a Thunder Wave play. He doesn't want to Swagger, doesn't want to increase my attack. So I'm going to go for the Fake Out play, and then the safe play Rough into the Rayquaza. He could also switch out the Rayquaza and say the Lando, but I'm still getting off a lot of good damage because he didn't previously get off a Intimidates on me. I really do think the Lando's in the back though, and it all depends on whether or not he does switch out either one of his Pokemon. I really am concerned about the Thundurus, concerning the fact that when he does get Delta Stream up, it's going to be annoying to try to get rid of, because Iron Head isn't super, you know, it's resisted actually to the Thundurus, and Thundurus could actually have roleplay as well, in case I do switch into my Kyogre. And Thunder Wave Swagger is really annoying, even if I do have physical attackers down on the field, to try to, like, deter him from. So he switches out the Rayquaza, so going for the Fake Out into the Thundurus was really, really helpful, and he does switch into the Landorus as he anticipate it. So getting a Play Rough into the Thundurus will probably do about half damage, but the good thing about this is, I will outspeed the Thundurus, because I did outspeed it in the previous game. And I mean his Landorus, and I will outspeed the Thundurus too, because my Weavile is incredibly fast. Or at least I think I should outspeed the Thundurus. And I'm going to get a Play Rough into the Landorus, and yep, as I anticipated, does about half damage with the Intimidate. Let's see what my Weavile speed here is really quick. I honestly think he's going to Thunder Wave the Weavile. So, where does he anticipate my Protect? Because I did show that in the previous game. Yeah, I will outspeed both of them. Even if he goes for a Thunder Wave, I still will outspeed the Landorus. It just all depends on whether or not I will get the fully para. And if he does go for the Thunder Wave play on my Weavile, that's fine, because I can actually take advantage with that. Take advantage of that with the Trick Room. I honestly think he'll go for a Earthquake. Yeah, he's definitely going to go for an Earthquake. So I'm not going to mind the Earthquake too much. I'd rather get rid of the Thundurus right here, because I honestly don't want to deal with the Thundurus, you know, Swagger Thunder Wave plays, and I'm going to switch into my Cresselia. And just in, you know, in case he goes for a Earthquake, it won't affect my Cresselia, and then I can go for a Trick Room after he goes for a Thunder Wave onto my Weavile. And he does go for the Thunder Wave onto the Weavile, which is perfect. I actually would, you know, liked him done that instead of like double downing on it and just getting rid of my Weavile outright. And since he did go for it onto that turn, it still doesn't, you know, the speed doesn't matter. I still will be faster than the Landers. Well, that's a very bulky Thundurus. That is a very bulky Thundurus. Holy crap. Alright, so he's going to go for a Earthquake. It's probably bringing me down to my Sash. Not even, which is good. I don't have the Intimidate option now with my Weavile. I mean, my Mawile. I could have went for a Sucker Punch onto the Landorus and then went for an Ice Crash into the Landorus, or just an Icicle Crash into the Landorus and then like a Play Rough into the Thundurus. That wasn't a good switch, because I could have just got rid of the Landorus right there. It all depends on whether or not I got fully powered, so that wasn't a good switch on my part. Yeah, that wasn't a really good switch in on my part. So he's probably going to double down into my Cresselia right here, probably with like a knockoff Thunderbolt or a knockoff Swagger. Yeah, I think he goes knockoff Swagger. Or actually Rock Slide Swagger for the Power Flinch chance. And that will take care of my Weavile. So, you know, in the off chance that I do break through and get the Trick Room off, I will get the Trick Room off, which is great. And I'm protecting with my Weavile right here in case I do get the Trick Room off. Oh, he's going to go for a Thunderbolt into my Weavile. And he's knock off into Cresselia, which is fine. Bring me down to about 0.5%, which is exactly what happens, and I'm going to get a Trick Room off. I honestly thought he was going to go for like a Swagger, like, knock off into my Cresselia, or like the Swagger, Rock Slide, so we can confirm that this is probably Assault Fested Landorus. Considering the fact that he didn't get locked into a specific move. Now I'm faster than both of them, because now I have the Trick Room up with my paralyzed Weavile. So I'm free. I'm okay with going with a Icicle Crash right here, but I kind of feel like I'm going to go for a knockoff into that slot. Just so, and if he switches into like maybe like a Rayquaza in the Thundurus slot, which I don't think he will, I'll get a knockoff in that slot. Knockoff should KO the Thundurus. I don't want to go for the mischance with the Icicle Crash, and then I could just go for an Ice Beam into the Landorus slot, and even if he switches into... it's going for a Taunt! Oh, okay, I didn't even consider that as an option, which is good, because I went for the Ice Beam. And I'm going to get a knockoff into the Thundurus, and now I'm going to get an Ice Beam off into the Landorus, and I should attack before the Landorus, but it probably won't take the Landorus out. Safety Goggles, good information to know, but I do not have an Amoonguss on this team. I do on my other team, and that is not... That's not, Assault Fest Landorus. Maybe that was like a Brawl or something like that. But, yeah, I have no special attack investment in my Cresselia, and he does have Palkia in the back. Let's see what Palkia has to offer. Palkia actually could reverse the Trick Room, which would be very interesting. And he has a Rayquaza in the back as well. So, right away, I could just go for the knockoff into the Palkia. I'm not too threatened by the Rayquaza. I do have my Wall in the back. And I could actually just go for an Ice Beam onto the Rayquaza as well, considering the fact that I am taunted. And the Rayquaza and the Palkia really can't do much to my Cresselia. And if both of my Pokemon get KO'd right here, I do have the Kyogre under the Trick Room in the back, as well as, what else do I have in the back? I think I have the Kyogre, and then I have the Mawile. So I have two Pokemon that can take advantage of the Trick Room fairly well. So if he does take both of my Pokemon out right here, he is actually helping me in the long run. If I were him, I would actually just double protect or just reverse the Trick Room with Palkia. Let's see what happens right here. Because one thing you don't want to do is give your opponent the chance to just sweep. And if he does get rid of both my Pokemon, he does give me that chance because, I mean, Weavile does prevent a huge offensive threat right here. But Cresselia really doesn't. And if he gets rid of Cresselia, that just gives me the chance to, you know, sweep with my Kyogre in the back. Well, he eats that up. It's still super... Wow, he gets the Dragon Dance up. Very, very nice. Very nice. He gets the Dragon Dance up. So that was actually a better play than going for, say, like a Protect, because I wouldn't have been able to take him out anyway. But he goes for the KO into the Weavile, which I'm perfectly fine with. And I honestly didn't even see what item I knocked off from the Palkia. It may have been like... I don't know, because the Rayquaza has the Life Orb, and, you know, I would kind of opt for, like, the Life Orb on the Palkia, considering the fact it's very, very specially... has a lot of special attacking ability thingies. Now... Shamu is not a very good option right here because he does have the Palkia on the field. He's going to resist a Water Spout as well as a Rayquaza, so I could switch into my Mawile right here. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch into my Mawile right here. There's always that chance that I may miss with my freaking Play Rough, though. All depends on whether or not the Rayquaza actually does protect. I should have been paying more attention to see what item the Palkia has because it was like Choice Specs or Choice Scarf. He most likely doesn't have Protect, so in that off chance that he doesn't, I'm going to go for the Play Rough into the Palkia, and then I'm going to go for another Ice Beam into the Rayquaza. I should have paid more attention to actually what the Palkia did have on it. And, you know, him letting my Cresselia stay around for longer is giving him the advantage because it is presenting no offensive threat to either one of his Pokemon, and he's just basically further stalling out the Trick Room, and I am afraid to actually switch into my Kyogre in case he goes for like a Dragon Ascent on that slot, and I don't want my Kyogre to switch in on like a Dragon Ascent or something. So he's not going to protect with the Palkia, so that he probably was like Specs or Scarfed or something like that. So we're going to get rid of the Palkia, and the Rayquaza probably will go for like a maybe like a Dragon Ascent or something like that. Or he had Iron Head, Dragon Dance. Maybe he's going to have, he's going to go for Iron Head into probably the Mawile. Alright. So the taunt does wear off. We still have one more turn of Trick Room left. And I'm just gonna I guess, double down. No reason for me not to, and the match was forfeited. So, very good games. Very good games, Dave. That was a very, very interesting team. Mega Rayquaza is really hard to use, in my opinion, because, yet again, it takes up a slot for both your Mega and your Restricted Legendary, and which I don't like, but it does do a lot of work if you can use it correctly, and I really like the Dragon Dance set, like he was using it, and I didn't even know Rayquaza gets Iron Head, and I didn't even know that, so that's a really good check for the Xerneases. It's just, you know, unfortunate that I had a Mawile on my team, because I like to have Mawile on my team for the checks for the Xerneases, and the Dragons, which basically you're killing, getting 2 burns with 1 stone. It's just that Mega Mawile is very frail when it comes to the special part of it, and the entire metagame, in my opinion, is special. But that was a really good game. That was really good 2 games. I would really like to use Mega Rayquaza in the future, but for right now, I'm sticking with like the Xerneas and Kyogre core. I have 2 Xerneas and Kyogre teams that I do use. I use very slow Kyogres and very fast Xerneases, and Xerneas should be fast regardless. But we will be using Rayquaza in the future to see how well we deal with that. Anyway, guys, I'll see you later with some more Pokemon VGC 2016 content. Take care.